Hi, another major release I saw this year was The Naked Gun, the fourth and most recent of the comedy series based around Frank Drebin of Police Squad. The character originated in the 1982 TV series Police Squad. It ran for only 6 episodes and was a parody of cop shows like Dragnet or M Squad that took themselves incredibly seriously. While Police Squad was filled with subtle sight gags, absurd twists of dialogue, and deliberately bizarre cliches. The series' success led to a film in 1988, The Naked Gun, from the Hauser Police Squad, which pushed the series in a more cartoonish, over-the-top style, and was followed by 2 sequels, The Naked Gun 2.5 and The Naked Gun 33 1/3, with the movies becoming increasingly reliant on reusing jokes and over-the-top set pieces. The revival of the movies is now starring Liam Neeson, and the tone is, I think, much closer to the original series. We follow Frank Drebin Jr., even though Liam Neeson had already starred in Schindler's List at the time that his character was even born in the original continuity. He's now running a major figure, rather, in Police Squad, a special division of the LAPD, and assigned to investigate the mysterious death of Simon Davenport, a software engineer involved with a major company that's planning a major release over the next few days, but is secretly also planning to initiate an end of the world scenario to allow rich people to inherit the earth, along with those special examples of the poorer classes. Frank investigates and falls into the orbit of Davenport's sister Beth, played by Pamela Anderson, and the two embark on a romance as they uncover the evidence of the conspiracy and a plot to end the world. I really enjoyed this. As I say, it's closer in tone to the absurdity and not quite subtlety because it's so broad, but less cartoonishly over the top than the movies. I think that the cast is perfectly chosen. Neeson is exactly right because of his background in doing turnstile action movies, the kind you would see on the turnstile in the video shop. Anderson, fresh from The Last Showgirl, where she demonstrated what a great actor she really is, gets to play humour. She's not sending herself up in a way that a lazier film would try. She's simply playing the femme fatale figure and gets to do a lot of comedy on her own. Danny Huston as the villain plays it completely straight, as the villains in the previous films did, and it works extremely well. The film is absolutely packed with gags. I found myself thoroughly entertained throughout, although I wasn't laughing. I was consistently amused. I was consistently entertained. The film is a tight hour and 25 minutes, including its end credits. It's filled with jokes and it's filled with things that feel fresh. Unlike the previous movies, there doesn't feel like there's any reuse of material anywhere. It's all new material. It's all new jokes. And that ought to almost be a selling point. There was constantly new material being thrown out, whether it was witty twists of dialogue like the one in the trailer about someone's rap sheet showing that he'd served 20 years for man's laughter, with Drebin commenting that it must have been some joke. There are visual gags that play on the fourth wall. There are more sort of Anchorman type jokes about all the various rich people making their getaway on motorbikes because they're tough guys and they're tough manly men types who all ride motorbikes, and they all immediately crash because they have no idea what they're doing. It feels like it's treading ground that Anchorman 2 and the Alan Partridge film tried to, which is having a broad, silly comedy that's still about something and actually is underpinned by something. And there are ideas about toxic masculinity and the way a certain generation of white male wealthy person sees that the world should be controlled by them and owes them a living. And it's not actively pursued, but it feels like it hits a lot closer to the target than in those previous films where it was very loose and shaggy. But it's a broad comedy. It's one that has respect for its original sources. There are some nice references to the original material, but it feels fresh in content. It feels like it's going on its own direction and with its own style, and it works very well. I found it very funny throughout. It's the funniest film I've seen so far this year, I think. I'd recommend it.